It's home. It's home. It's just you can make much more money outside of Buffalo, but if you can, make it here. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. What's your? I wanted to ask you your thoughts while we were doing the video on the takeoff situation. It's just so.
I just like the sound of it.
I kind of.
Yeah, I know it's real. When I see you, baby, tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah. Come on, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal.
I just like the
I'm
sound.
feeling kinda dizzy, and I ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud nine and I'm feeling fine. And ain't the only one who want it, no pocket down. I'm feeling faded and it feel real good to me. What's the secret? Tell me what you do to me. I'm high in the spirit, feeling real woozy. I'm feeling like David, tell him get
I'm high though, off that Christ though, going psycho. I run around doing cartwheels like a hypo. You feeling me? Don't be killing me. You're illing me. Demons on my back, yeah, they be drilling me. I tell you 3 times like a trilogy. Eating up his word and give me energy. Tell the filthy devil, get up off of me.
I got like.
Say you gotta
like
pay,
2
ain't
questions
nothing
on
free.
there.
can't come around, it's only up from here. I can shake this high off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tongue, baby, tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit.
Yeah,
My
vision's kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy.
I'm fading in the spirit.
Yeah,
My
vision's kinda blurry.
I'm
Feeling kinda woozy.
yeah.
Even to another top spot is up for grabs, bro.
I just like the sound.
It was native, so I never lack. Got my numbers up like Chicago be doing with the tax, though. Hype, but I ain't smoking on the wax, yeah. Man, I can't deny it, got a sober mind, yeah. Fire in my eyes, different kind of high. Mask off, Mick Foley, I'm a Russell with the trophies. Low-key Kobe, wave emojis till I get a flood of rolling, yeah. All of my homies, they flex, yeah. I'm still when I throw up the set. And then they invested a check and I came out of prayer, you see the effects. Educated and intelligent, baby, I'm solid, but can't get ahead of it. Homie, it's evident, I got the evidence, one different presidents, up the veterans. You see all the demons had him up against. Jesus came to my defense. Highly favored, they don't need to choose me. Make them sway with the vibes, that's a movement.
I can't come around, it's only up from here. I can shake this high off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tongue, baby, tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah.
You said it's faster.
I just like the sound of it.
To get into the computer cost enough, but we bought it where they keep adding to it, like they. Okay.
I just like the sound of it.
Man, I can't come.
We go. Welcome everybody to another episode of Think and Grow with Vette Green. Today we have the legendary DJ Bandana Black, because I heard your name before I even met you, and when we met, we kind of passed each other at the Whoever Wants Smoke event, and I'm like, he looks so familiar, and then everybody kept saying your name. I'm like, oh my God, that's him, because you were the only DJ in Buffalo that would play independent music from artists here in Buffalo. So welcome, DJ Bandana Black.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
All right.
for having me.
So tell everybody who you are.
DJ Bandana. I don't know about Legendary and all that type of stuff, but there's DJ Bandana Black, a DJ from Buffalo who just was focused on doing, I don't like local music, but independent music, like 716 music artists. That's pretty much my dedication for like the last 15, 20 years. Everything from radio to mixtapes to shows, everything that has something to do with Buffalo music, pretty much I've made myself involved in.
What put you on that path?
Honestly, it really was watching like what DJ Shay was doing. I say like with the Unsigned City mixtapes, just watching those mixtapes and what he was doing, like those artists where they had like Malek or like Napalm and all these different artists just be on there. I used to see what he did for those artists, and it was other artists on like my side of town who they didn't have a DJ. They didn't like have somebody to give them exposure or to put them on different platforms and stuff. So really just watching what DJ Shay did, I kind of just wanted to do the same thing that he was doing and kind of just mimic what he was doing and branched out to other artists from like my side and then from the west side and then just kind of just like a whole city type of thing. That's really what was my inspiration. I would say mostly with DJ Shay and then watching like as the years went on, watching like DT what he did with Late Night Noise. And like the local stuff that he was doing. So I would say like those was really like my inspiration part through what I looked at as far as
You are Buffalo.
yeah.
I like that. I like that. What made you come? Because that's a nice tagline. How did you come up with that?
It's crazy that everybody said there was no thought process into it at all. We were doing a mixtape. I got a mixtape series called I Am Buffalo, and the first one was called like I think like City on My Back or something. We were trying to promote the second one. So we just did these T-shirts that says "I Am Buffalo," like promoting the actual mixtape. But then we got like 5,000 orders for like the T-shirts and maybe like 100 orders for the mixtape. Orders for the shirt because it was nothing that we wanted to like do. That was the first time I even said the "I Am Buffalo" thing, whatever. It was really just for the mixtape. And then after, I was like, you know what? I've been doing this for a while. Anyways, I am everything Buffalo. I might as well just keep going with it. So then we just named every mixtape "I Am Buffalo" after that and a bunch of other stuff. And just kept going on.
Are you still into music?
Yeah, I'm still in music. I just kind of branched out instead of doing like live music as far as like clubs or radio stuff like that. I do more like online stuff as far as like YouTube, Twitch, that type of stuff. I'm getting back into the club and stuff now, but mostly like online stuff.
How does it feel now that you are back doing what you were doing a few years ago?
It feels good because like I would say I took like maybe like I haven't DJed physically in probably about 3 years. Actually DJing. Like this past weekend, I did 3 events. And at first I was like scared. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna still be able to DJ. I don't know if I know the music. I don't know if I can do this. But this last year I really spent like working on me and really like built myself up like that. So I went into this event really confident. Like even though I haven't DJed in 3 years, I went like I'm gonna rock this joint. Then I went in there and really rocked it. Like I wanted to pay like an extra tip, everything. Really getting back out here, it feels better than when I left. Before I was DJing, before it was cool because I was doing everything like that. But now I actually have like the confidence to go with it, I guess.
Yeah. It's just like riding a bike.
Yeah.
It's already in you.
Yeah.
So once you got back at the turntable, you were good.
Yeah. It was scary at first, but finally did it. Yeah.
So
and I got some new equipment too.
So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, everybody. We'll be right back. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to 716 Live. Be right back.
I just like the sound of it.
Man, I can't calm down, it's only up from here. I can't shake this high off, yeah, I know it's real. Mom, see, I'm telling people, tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. Fading like the spirit, my vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy, I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry, I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah. Come on, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal.
I just like the sound.
Feeling kinda dizzy, and ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud 9 and I'm feeling fine. And ain't the only one who on it, no crocodile. I'm feeling faded and it feel real good to me. What's the secret? Tell me what you do to me. I'm high in the spirit, feeling real woozy. I'm feeling like David, tell him get
I'm high though, off that Christ though, going psycho. I run around doing cartwheels like a hypo. You feeling me? Don't be killing me. You're illing me. Demons on my back, yeah, they be drilling me. I tell you 3 times like a trilogy. Eating up his word and give me energy. Tell the filthy devil, get up off of me. Saying you gotta pay, ain't nothing for free.
I can't come down, it's only up from here. I can't
to a 9, the top spot is up for grabs, bro.
I just like the sound.
Mid was native, so I never lack. Got my numbers up like Chicago be doing with the tax, though. Hype it, I ain't smoking on the wax, yeah. Man, I can't deny it, got a sober mind, yeah. Fire in my eyes, different kind of high. Mask off, Mick Foley, I'm a Russell with the trophies. Low-key Kobe, wave emojis till I get a flood of rolling, yeah. All of my homies they flex, yeah. I'm still when I throw up the set, and then they invested a check and I came out of prayer, you see the effects. Educated and intelligent, maybe I'm celibate, can't get ahead of it. Homie, it's evident, I got the evidence, looking for presidents, up the veterans. You see all the demons had him up against. Jesus came to my defense. Highly favored, they don't need to choose me. Make them sway with the vibes, that's a movement.
Okay, calm down, it's only up from here. I can shake this high off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tongue, people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurred. I'm feeling kinda woozy. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurred. I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah.
I just like the sound.
Did the title track for the movie The System, and we were behind stage talking about it. I'm like, yeah, some of it I can't understand, and he broke it down. He was like, some of these people come from down south, like deep down south, so accent. And I was like,
I just like the sound of it.
I can't.
So welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Think and Grow with Vette Green. We have DJ Bandana Black in the house in the 716 Live studio. Thank you so much again for joining us. This conversation has been in the works for months.
Yeah, I know it's been a lot, finally.
It's always something coming up. I tell people that sometimes these interviews that you see, they really do take a while because people are busy, life goes on, life is always happening around us. So tell me what's been going on with DJ Bandana Black over the last 3 years, because you've been off the grid for a while.
Off the grid. I mean, I'm one of those people where I like being honest with people. So honestly, like the last 3 years, after WBOK, I went through like a small breakup or whatever, and then after that, I kind of just cut myself off from everybody, just kind of focused on myself, ate a bunch of fruits and vegetables, stopped eating fried food, stopped drinking, stopped smoking, stopped doing everything, and really just focus on really loving myself. Because like prior to that, without loving yourself, you really can't, I guess, properly love somebody or really do anything in life. But once I really took the time to really love myself, now is really, I can do anything. Like everything that I really put my mind to now has really just been working. Even the stuff that I was working on before is like, I got a new, not new perspective with it, but like a new perspective with it. Like everything just started working like after the fact. Like I did go through a rough patch, but after really just working on myself and build myself back up, kind of just started just really just grinding out and getting back to what I was doing.
Yeah, so self-love is the key, right, Keisha? See, self-love really is the key to everything. And a lot of us don't grow up with even realizing that we need to love ourselves because we've been taught not to be selfish. But because we've been taught not to be selfish, we forget about ourselves sometimes, and we get lost in these relationships, and we get lost in these jobs, and we get lost into these identities that aren't even ours. And I feel like that's probably what happened, because I know that's what happened with me. I got lost in this identity that wasn't even mine. So how do you feel now?
Like my real self, I guess. Like it's just, and it's different now. Even like with dealing with people are like, oh, you changed, or it's different now. But it's like, yeah, I did. I needed to. Like you can't continue on that way. Like it's unhealthy to, I guess, continue on the same way. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to explain. I don't know how to answer it. But it just feels good. Like finally loving yourself. You once you start loving yourself, you realize like certain shit certain stuff you're not gonna
tolerate.
Yeah, certain stuff you're just not gonna tolerate at the end of the day. And just not saying you're better than certain stuff, but at the end you are better than certain stuff. Certain stuff you have certain standards, certain things that you're not doing to somebody else. You're not gonna accept for anybody, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's I cut a lot of people off, not just relationship, friendship, some of my homies, all that. Like if you don't take care of your kids, anything like that, we can't be friends. Any of that, like it's just. I got to a point where I needed everything to be real in my life. So if it wasn't real, if it wasn't 100% of my standards of what I don't know of the way that I live, I just cut it out of my life, honestly.
Standards.
Yeah, standards. Yeah.
It's so funny you said that because I just had a conversation like this the other day, and it's like, because sometimes people will try and say as women that you're bougie or you think you're better than somebody, and it's not even that. It's that you've raised your standards, and it's okay. Like I tell people, I'm unapologetic about this me because I have to be, because I have to protect what's inside of me. Once you realize, I think what comes with self-love is that you also find self-worth, and when you find self-worth, you start looking at, like, man, I'm something. Like, I'm DJ Bandana Black. Do you know what I did in this town? Like, seriously. Like, I respect it. Because you did something that a lot of people didn't even think to do or were afraid to do. Who thinks to bring...
It's a lot of people, it wasn't cool to do. When I did it, it wasn't cool to do. Like, when it was to represent... Even like a lot of people that made it successful from Buffalo, a lot of the same people that made it successful from Buffalo, it wasn't cool to say you was from Buffalo back then or like that. Like, back when I was doing it, not saying that it was... I was the first and only person. Like I said, we had DJ Shay, we did have DT, we did have other people. But as far as what I did in my lane, nobody did it as far as the way I did it, what I did.
Own that.
And it's just people are scared. Like I guess really just scared to really take a chance to really try, because like a lot of times, like back then, it was you didn't think it was gonna make it. Like who's gonna make it from Buffalo? Who's gonna care about an artist from Buffalo? This is before Griselda, before Benny, before anything. But nobody cared about the city or the town. So for the people who didn't support back then, I don't really fault them for it, because it's like you didn't believe it, but you're not gonna make it seem like you was doing it back then, or like you was so Buffalo, you were so promoting it and everything like that. Now, when I was putting the groundwork in for it, even though I've just kind of shut up and fell back and do my own thing, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know how we got on that part, but that's where I'm at with it.
Listen, I tell you, I let it flow.
That's how I feel. Like for years, I kind of just chill, just don't say nothing, let people just do their own thing, whatever. But no, I didn't build the building, but I put some bricks in it when it comes to this Buffalo, the 716 music, the 716 music entertainment scene, period. I did in the last 15, 20 years. I mean, honestly, I did. Like, not to say, toot my own horn, like that, but
no,
it's a
toot
fact.
your horn.
It's a fact.
Toot your horn, because
It's a
we are
fact,
taught not to toot our horn, and because we're taught not to toot our horn, we don't believe that we're worthy. Like, I think you've accomplished a lot. You did something that other people weren't able to do, or didn't even think to do, even though there was some groundwork that was laid. You and what I also like that you said, and I want to bring people back to, is that he found his lane. You found your lane. You weren't trying to be anything other than DJ Bandana Black.
Yeah, I could have got on the radio, and I could have been playing the new 2 Chainz or new twerk music, or doing these things and getting booked in New York City and going to all these different places and open up for these concerts. And when these artists and stuff come to the city, they've hit me up when they came to the city. I can care less about any of these artists. I'd rather open up for a local talent show or something like that. It was never about that for me. So I don't fault the other people who did do that, but it's just like at the end of the day, what I don't like about it is people who make it seem like they were so pro Buffalo, or so we were so pushing the music and stuff like that for all this time, when really it just happened just now because of Griselda. Keep it G. It's because of Griselda. It's because of Westside. It's because of Benny and them that they made it popular, that it's cool to do it now.
Yeah.
Which is okay. You could be a fan for it now, but don't make it seem like you've been a fan or you've been
for years
part of what was help pushing it. Because it was a time when our program director, when Chris Reynolds told me, you cannot play another local artist on this radio at all, period. And I played it every Saturday on my show. My bad, Chris Reynolds, but that's a fact. And he knows it. Chris knows it. Chris will tell you. You cannot play another, whatever happened, you cannot play another local artist on radio going forward. That's what everybody, I played it every Saturday. The only person every Saturday.
Why do you think that was a local Buffalo music station? And for a while, it was really the only radio station we had that would play R&B or hip hop or things that we would listen to in our neighborhood. Why do you think that was?
You said why you think they were the only ones?
Why do you think they were hesitant to play local music?
I don't think it was hesitant. I understand it I was an artist first before I was a DJ or a radio personality, anything like that. So I understand it from both aspects of it. Buffalo don't support anything enough for it to make sense for it to be on the radio. Radio is not people always say, like, why the radio isn't doing this? Why doesn't McDonald's feed the homeless people that's outside? Because they're a business. Now, it would be nice if they donated the food to it after it or something like that, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, the radio is a business. They're only there to make money. So if your music is not making money, there's no point in them really playing it. But if your music is making attention, say people are listening to it and promoting like that and stuff like that too, then you can kind of justify why you're playing that instead of a Jay-Z song or a Pepsi ad or something like that too. But if there's been times where I was playing, it was an artist who was on Facebook saying how I wasn't playing his music, how I was a hater, I wasn't playing the music, as I was playing his song on the radio. It was on a Saturday night as I was playing his song on the radio. So when you have stuff like that, it's kind of hard to, it's like, I'm taking a loss at playing your stuff anyway, so it's like, why take the change? And for me, it was never about money. It's just what I wanted to do. So it's not like, I don't want to make it seem like it was just, I was just so, I could have made money doing this, I just wanted to do just the Buffalo thing. That's literally all I wanted to do. I've had opportunities, other radio stations, other jobs, other cities, and like that too. It's always been Buffalo for me. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't about the money.
Yeah, definitely wasn't about the money. The radio part of it definitely was about the money. I make more money in one check than I make the whole year at BLK.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, behind these corporations. And WBLK isn't even a homegrown station.
No, even like with WBLK, and the funny part about this is the thing with me too. When I tell you when you interview me, I'm going to be honest, 100%. So y'all can cut this out if I need to. This is just my just the way that I feel. Even like with the WBLK thing, like it's cool that they're playing local music and promoting Ireland. And I mess with a couple of people over at WBLK. Shout out Ed, Adri, everybody, the Still family, all that. WBLK as a whole, I don't. But now there's nobody over there that's just playing local music just to play it just because it's hot like that. It's going to be some type of contest or something where it benefits them. So you're either going to vote, you're going to have to listen in at a certain time, you're going to have your people do something to where it benefits them. That's what y'all wanted? Like, when you had it to where it wasn't that way, where you didn't, all you had to do was really just be working out here, and it was a chance for you to get on, nobody appreciated it. But now when it has to benefit them, it has to be something where they're getting some type of monetary gain from it, then it's a cool thing to do. Even if you look at a lot of the stuff that they do, I'll put it like this. If you look at a lot of the stuff that I created, the names of the stuff that I created, and look at the names of some of the stuff that's on the radio and stuff that's in the city after I did what I did, and you tell me the similarities between it. And I don't have any hate, because anything that you're doing that's benefiting Buffalo, whether it's mine or not, is cool. I totally support it. Whether I started it or not, I don't care. You can use the name I Am Buffalo, you do whatever the hell you want. As long as it's supporting something in Buffalo, I don't have a problem with it. But facts are facts at the end of the day.
Yeah. What do you think is one of the challenges that artists coming out of Buffalo are facing? Because you talk to a lot of people. You have a lot of friends or people that you deal with who are artists. I see you out there. So what do you think, or what are you hearing is their greatest challenge?
It's really them trying to get the support of the city of Buffalo. You waste so much time, so many years, you're not going to get the support of Buffalo. The people who you want to support you, the people who should support you, the people who you have been supporting, those aren't going to be the people that support you. It's going to be the Timmy from Wichita, Kansas, that keeps leaving comments on your YouTube videos that you don't respond back to, but you respond back to a Facebook of somebody who's not supporting your music like that. So I think one of the things that artists has against them is they focus too much on getting support in Buffalo. Like, if you want to be the best in Buffalo, you failed.
Yeah.
If your goal is to only be the best in Buffalo as an artist, you failed, because that's a hobby. You're not being an artist. You want to be, your hobby is to be the best in Buffalo. You want to get outside of Buffalo. So instead of focusing so much on the people that's supporting you in Buffalo, spend some of that money, some of that time in New Jersey or North Carolina or Chicago. These different places, these different platforms. Like, it's stupid. Even like with me, I say so many people, like, artists will pay me, and I sell promos, like, where you can pay for promos on my platform, or pay me for a promo and tell me to mainly put it on Facebook to where Buffalo people can see it, but won't do it for YouTube, and the YouTube one is cheaper, and it's going to reach 56,000 people as opposed to the same 300 people that hasn't been supporting you and hasn't been sharing your music and hasn't been promoting you. Like, I just don't stop focusing just on Buffalo. Even if you look at people that's successful from Buffalo, they get successful somewhere else, and then come back. And it's not to send a shot at Buffalo, because I'm the same way. If you see something every day, it doesn't have the same value to you. So you could be the best rapper in the world, but if I see you every day, if I hear you every day, it's not going to have the same effect. You got to get somewhere else for somebody else to hear you, and then
appreciate you.
Yeah, then call back. Just the other day, I'm gonna say who. Somebody called me about an artist in Buffalo, Street Soprano. He's making noise wherever he was making noise at, to where they contacted me and said, "Yo, Black, I don't know who the Street Soprano guy is, but whatever he's doing, we ready to work with him. We just checking with you because we know you the guy that's up there." I told him the same thing. I don't know what he's doing either, but he's making enough noise out here to where he's connecting to the right people. He got the talent. He got my full support. Whatever you want to do with him, so.
he didn't do that with just Buffalo. He went other places. This person wasn't from Buffalo. They had nothing to do with Buffalo at all.
Yeah.
But they had somebody in Buffalo you can call to verify the stuff that he was saying, which they did.
Yeah.
You gotta focus on more. And I am Buffalo. You gotta focus on
You
more.
are Buffalo.
My Buffalo thing didn't pop. My whole YouTube was like that didn't pop until after. It didn't even pop even in Buffalo. I got 56,000 subscribers on YouTube. Probably 55,000 of those people are not people from Buffalo. Honestly, if you look at the analytics.
My support, unfortunately, doesn't come from Buffalo. If you look at my numbers, and I love 716 Live, and we are going to make this thing pop, okay?
Definitely.
But if you look at my numbers on 716 Live, and you look at my numbers on the Evening Rush Network, it's way different.
It's how it is. You can't be mad.
It's way different. And I can't. I'm glad that it made some traction.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy that it made some traction, and I know I'm going to have to put some work in, but I also realize that I'm going to have to focus outside of home, you know, because unfortunately, let me ask you this. Why do you think we can't get the support from home? Other than being in your face all the time, because I see some people, some artists out here, and I'm not going to name any names, but some of you guys, I feel like you want to be more ghetto fabulous and than an actual artist, and you can hear it in the music, you can see it in your marketing, you can see it in your pages. You just aren't taking it seriously, but you want people to take you seriously, but only here in Buffalo, it feels like.
I don't know. It's confusing. That's hard to. I don't know how to answer that. Like that's.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but I don't even know how to answer it. It's just, I don't know.
It's sometimes some of it I think also is that it's fear. Like we're scared to leave out of the comfort of this, and we want to. We feel as though if we can be rich here at home, then we've made it.
And I think a lot of people really don't know what they want. Either too. If you ask the average artist, and I've had like, what do you want? Like, what's the goal with it? Oh, I want to be like how Griselda, I want to be how Jay-Z. No, not how they did. What do you want? Like, what's your end goal for it? If you don't really have a goal, what you're working towards, and you don't really, it's something you can really do. A lot of them just, I just want to be a platinum artist and millions and provide for my family. Like, no, that doesn't. There's no plan with it. Like, I don't know how to.
That's the question I always ask. So what steps are you taking to get there? Where's the action item at?
A lot of people just think it's just talent and somebody else is just supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
hard. For you.
Yeah.
That you realize no one's going to make DJ Bandana Black into whatever your goal is except for you.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that concept? When did you realize that what you needed, you already have?
It was a long time ago. I was this is crazy. I don't know if I ever actually shared this story. I used to be a rapper. I used to be a gospel rapper, like churches and stuff like that also too. So it was this guy who used to tell me that he would. Long story short, he's supposed to give me some equipment. He kept promising me, I'm going to give you some equipment and take you to New York City with this studio and all this different like that too. And I got frustrated and just went to the Guitar Center and bought some equipment and then just built my own studio and just started doing stuff myself. And then once I started getting my own studio, that's when I started recording everybody else's mixtapes. And then years later, I did the BLK thing and just started. I think that's what really kind of sparked me into I can do it myself. So if you're not going to do it for me, you're going to play me, I'm going to go do it myself. Even with the radio thing, when that didn't work out, I'm going to go do the YouTube thing myself. Or if this relationship with this artist don't work out, I'm going to go, go do this myself. But I think it was that when I first started off was that person promising me like, okay, I'm going to show you this, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do this for you. And they never followed through. And I was like, I'm going to do it myself. And it worked. And
it worked.
Started doing it.
Yeah. Sometimes waiting on people, we're waiting on our dreams to come true, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I have no patience either. I hate waiting.
Me too. And I hate asking people to do stuff for me because I realized too at a very young age that if I want something done, I'm going to have to do it myself because some people. And the other thing I want to ask you is the vision that you have for yourself. Can anybody take that away from you? What is the vision that you have for yourself, if you don't mind sharing? And can somebody take that vision away from you?
No, not really, because my vision is not really not a physical, tangible thing. Like my vision of myself, what I wanted to do was to help push Buffalo music outside of Buffalo. That's really was my only goal in life, whether it was to stay alive past 18 and to push Buffalo music to outside of Buffalo. So anything I'm doing right now, honestly, is just extra. I'm just trying out shit now. I mean, trying out stuff now, and it's working. So even like with the YouTube or the Twitch, I just happen to like playing Call of Duty, and I got on and played it and made some money and just kept doing it. So everything I'm doing now is really just stuff I enjoy doing. Even with radio, I think the reason why my radio show was so successful, I never played radio to try to please the people that was listening. I played music I wanted to listen to. I was playing 30 minutes of Joe Budden straight, and then people in jail just happened to like it. And I started playing Dipset and Uncle Murder and all these other people, and they just happened to like it. And that group of people was like, who liked this type of stuff, I liked it, just happened to be up on that time at night and kind of just work with it. So I don't know. I think my vision to me of what I wanted to accomplish in life, like my legacy is always going to be the guy who helped push Buffalo music. I mean, there's other goals and things that I have right now that I'm working on, especially like for my daughter, stuff that I want to leave for her. But as far as like my personal goals for my life really was just to stay alive past 18 and help push Buffalo music.
Stay alive past 18. I hear so many black men say that.
I grew up in the Central Park area. I've seen probably like 4 or 5 friends get killed in front of me. It was just like it's just a normal thing. So really growing up, like when I say that, people would just say like, oh, just live past 18. But that literally is my only like goal. So even like with school and life and stuff like that, I didn't have any like, I want to go to college, I want to be this, I want to do this. Like, I just want to live past the day past January 26th for me to be 18, and anything past that is my mom gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But
definitely, you made it past 18.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, I've accomplished a lot. Yeah.
How do you deal with the trauma of what you've gone through? Because I tell anybody, if you grew up in the inner city, you've been traumatized in some way. It's been normalized so much to the point that we don't even realize it's trauma. We wear it every day, not smiling, not laughing. How many people do you be around won't even crack a smile?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the honest answer to how you deal with it is, I mean, how you deal with it, I don't know. How do I deal with it? Mm-hmm. Like the rest of us, you don't deal with it. You just keep going on with life. Like how do you deal with it? People die every day. You gonna sit there and just drive yourself crazy about it? You might mess around and get killed, like not being on point. So, I mean, it's nothing I know eventually mental health, you got to go speak to somebody and all of that. But up until like this last year, I really just didn't deal with it. Like this last year now, I kind of deal with it a little bit differently. Like if something does happen, I really will go speak about it, or maybe kind of just spend some time to myself to kind of deal with it, as opposed to just like go get a bottle and, you know what I'm saying, just go hang out with my friends like that. I couldn't even drink a bottle right now if I wanted to. But just really just spending time to myself and just praying is dealing with it myself. I'll go home and play Call of Duty by myself instead of going to drink and doing something that's going to hurt me in the long run. But is it the right way of dealing with it? I don't know. But that's just how I deal with it. And some stuff I just don't deal with. I just keep going.
I think you're on the path. When you said that the smoking and the drinking, it decreased or even stopped in some cases. Do you even miss it?
No, I mean, like the drinking, I completely stopped drinking. But now, so I did an event like a few months ago. So I did have like a shot or two, which I almost died after that shot or two like that. So I don't drink as much. So I don't miss the days of, I would drink a whole pint before an event or after an event or a bunch of shots like that. So no, I don't miss it at all. Even when I drink now, it's really just because everybody else drinks. If nobody else say we drinking, then I'm not drinking. But no, I don't really miss it. And I feel better. I've lost weight. I don't eat. I was eating fried foods every night and just drinking and just smoking cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette in probably, I can't even remember. It had to be at least almost a year now.
Wow, good.
And one day I was just like, I quit. I've tried patches and tried everything. And then one day I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more, and just quit everything for about 6-7 months and just
your mind aligned with the inside.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Sometimes we do ourselves such an injustice trying to numb what it is that we aren't trying to pay attention to or trying to forget about. We do ourselves this injustice and we start numbing ourselves with all types of drugs and alcohol. And then one day it's like, once you really decide to stop, you no longer, your body no longer craves it, or even if you have it, at least it's been my experience. Even if I drink, like I'm down for days.
I had like 2 shots and was just like almost done.
Yeah.
I used to be. I got a sponsorship with Armadale Vodka, so I used to be able to just drink on drink and be okay. But now I just can't do it. I don't even want to though. I probably could. I don't even want to anymore. It's not even the thought of that is not even fun to me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You I don't know. It's like once you found your self-love and you align with your purpose, your outlook on life changes. And it's not even something that you are trying to do. It just changes because it's like those glasses have been taken off, the blurry glasses, I call them. The glasses blurred with all the mess that we've gone through. And now you can I can see clearly now.
Yeah.
The rain is gone. That's how it is.
And sometimes you
know?
need that. Like I'm happy. Like even with seeing like with what I went through like in the last 3 years, just everything in totality. Like I'm happy that it happened because it made me a better person to where I can accept everything that I'm about to get right now. Like what I'm going through right now. I probably would have messed up if I with that mentality of what I had back then, or I probably would have given it away to the wrong person or whatever like that back then. But now I know better. Like now I love myself enough to where at the end of the day, I know if all else fails, I just need me. I'm okay with just being me, but I can take care of me by myself. That's all I need. I don't need nobody to do nothing for me whatsoever. And once you realize that you abide by yourself, like once you realize that all you need is you, then everything else is just an addition. So you can add on to what I got going on and make it better. You can help me with this and make it better. But at the end of the day, you got to get to a point to where yourself is enough.
Bam. Bam! Drop them keys. Drop them keys. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I knew this was going to be such a good conversation. I knew it because I love aligning with people who are on that same path because it took a lot. It took a lot to get you in this chair and to be able to talk about that. Like you really love yourself and you still going down that path and finding more and more ways to love yourself because that's the key. We fall in these traps of thinking that we need validation outside of ourselves, but the only validation that we need is from, I don't know if you spiritual, but
No, you're right.
Man,
you're right.
Once I got that, it's like all the other stuff is so irrelevant. Yeah. It's so irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
It does not matter. And I look at people, this is why I have social anxiety. I do. I have social anxiety. And one of the reasons I have social anxiety is because I'm looking out at the crowd and I'm like, dang, like so many people feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So many people don't, we get so in our heads about things, and it's like just getting to that point where saying, man, you don't even matter because I know who I am. Yeah. DJ Bandana Black.
Sometimes you need that, yeah.
You know who you are.
Definitely. And it really is once you, like I said, I don't want to like keep reiterating, but once you learn to love yourself, it all just start to align.
It does.
And it sounds like something like minor because I never really realized what that meant until I actually had to do it, to really focus on just myself, where all I had was myself. And once you learn to love yourself, like all those things align. Like you don't put up with certain stuff. You like even now I won't even hear certain conversations. Like if you call me with certain stuff, a lot of people, you cut me off, you don't let me finish because I know where this is going,
right?
And I know that I'm not going to accept it in my life, so I'm just going to cut it off now. Like it is what it is, and you'll lose a lot of people, but it's what you needed to lose anyways. Like sometimes you need to change things up in your life because you can be a type of person where I was the type of person where I would just give. You can call me 3:00 in the morning if you need this. I just do this, or if you do something messed up to me, I just forgive it. Or you know what, this person they probably did this because of this, or they probably did. I would justify things for people, or this people. They were probably hurting. They probably didn't know. If you're a messed up person, you did something messed up, and I'm cutting you off. That's what it is.
That's that hurt.
Yeah.
That's that hurt in you.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to have because I know everybody does not function like that. Yeah. There's more people that we meet that are hurt and they function from that hurt place, and now they want to hurt everybody else. Yeah. And it's a horrible place. And I think to myself, man, you wake up mad, you go to sleep mad because you full of hurt. Yeah. Like you don't need to stay like that. Yeah. People you don't need to stay like that, okay? It is a such thing as healing. Heal for us. Please and thank you. Because sometimes it's frustrating. People, man, I'm telling you, when I be so in my house, it's because I don't want to deal with the mess. Yeah. Because I am very, very protective of my peace now.
The peace is the most important thing. Like I'll cut everything off before my peace. Like you gotta have peace. Everything, yo. Everything. Everything
because
is up for God.
You can't function if you're not peace within.
Yeah. Or you're going to be functioning in a way where it's bad for you, but it's helping other people. And I'm not willing to do that either.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever talked to somebody and you were in such a good mood and now they brought you into their mess and now they feel better?
And It used to be that way, but now those same people say, "Yo, Black changed. I was calling him. He just cut me off and said he's gonna call me back and then call me back." I'm not listening to. You're not even bringing that into my world. If I already have problems, you can't bring your problems into my problems.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's real life. It's real out in these life streets.
Yeah.
It's real out in these life streets. Okay,
Gotta protect
everybody.
your peace.
You really do. I am protective of my inner me. My little booby. Booby was my nickname, and my family still call me that.
Oh,
I'm so
sweet.
protective of her. I was thinking about driving down the street the other day, and I was like, man, nobody better not mess with her because I have to protect her, just like you have to protect little you, because that's the one who started with the dream, and then the stuff happened. Then you saw the dead bodies, and then you went through the breakup and stuff, you know. But that little person inside was the one who had the original dream. And that's why I love being around little kids, because until you tell a little kid that they can't be something, or you put these restrictions and barriers in front of kids are going to be their true selves. My little nephew, oh my God, we can be in the middle of, we can be in Burlington and he will break out dancing. You know, he don't care.
Without a care.
Without a care. Yeah. And that's what I like to tap into now. Like, my man, tap into that.
Yeah.
So what's next for DJ Bandana Black?
Honestly, with me next, I got a couple artists that I'm working with. The next wave, I would say the next wave of Buffalo artists that I'm working with. Right now, we're trying to put together. I'm not gonna say a tour, but trying to visit some places outside of Buffalo. I'm working on opening up the I Am Buffalo Steak Shop, hopefully next year. I kind of talked about that last year also too, but I'm gonna do that, and the Blackout documentary. I'm gonna be doing a documentary called Blackout that we're gonna be dropping next year also too. Just those things are the things that I'm working on right now.
You're gonna come back to 716 Live and drop that? Yeah,
definitely. Everything is always Buffalo with me, so I'm gonna always be. Or even then, like, shout out to Charlie the Butcher.
That.
I went to go eat at I almost forgot the name of it. Charlie the Butcher, this place, and they was selling the shirt and the hats. I'm not sponsored by them, but I just seen they had the shirt and the hat, so I bought it. But
on Niagara Falls Boulevard. Where's
I guess there's a couple
Butcher?
different locations. One was on I forgot where. It's kind of near the airport, the one I went to. But it was real good. They had like soups and sandwiches and stuff like that. They had like this beef on weck. It was the die for it. It was so good.
I think I've had one in the airport before.
It probably is. I know they got a couple different locations. They got like these fresh like apple pies and peach pies. So it's so good. I probably spent so much money in there.
What's your favorite place to eat here in Buffalo? If you were going for wings, where are you going?
Oh, wings, you gotta go to At 11. You gotta go to At 11 or Wing Kings.
Oh, Wing Kings. The Joker is always talking about Wing Kings.
Yeah. You gotta do Wing Kings or At 11. I like Wing Kings. You gotta get the Loganberry wings, or At 11, any flavor really at 11.
Loganberry wings.
Yeah, they got some Loganberry wings that is so delicious.
You know that's a Buffalo is Logan. So when I go back to Chicago, I have to take Chevettas, Salines, Loganberry.
Oh yeah, I forgot they didn't have that.
Bison dip. I'm loaded down with all types of stuff, because if you try and order some Salines on Amazon, it's like $100.
Oh dang! I was surprised about the Loganberry, like how they still don't have Loganberry other places. Like that's crazy.
Kate, my daughter was just here a couple of months ago, maybe in the summertime. Took back like 4 cases of it.
They love the Loganberry. But yeah, those are my favorite. My favorite food is Mexican food though. So I like Senior Tequila. I think as far as like Mexican food here, the best Mexican food here I probably had is Senior Tequila.
Really?
Yeah, I like that. I've been to Mexico like 5 times, but I love Mexican food though.
Okay. Yeah. What's your favorite soul food place to eat at?
Favorite soul food place besides the original Gigi's, but before they remodeled, like before the first fire and all that, the original Gigi's, probably at 11. Or the other day I was in Price Choppers. Is it Price Choppers? And they had like the cooked food section like that.
Price Choppers is banging.
Yeah, I know. I see. For years I would not go there, and I walked over. The food looked so good. So I didn't taste it yet, but just off of smell and looks, I'm gonna have to go with Price Choppers.
I've had the pepper steak and rice.
I was looking at that
fish.
too. Yeah,
it's so I even like give me half and half.
It was the macaroni that caught me. I seen the macaroni, like the little corner piece had a little burnt edge. I'm like, yo, I gotta get that.
Oh yeah, they got they not grandmas back there cooking, but you know how they say you got the black grandma back there cooking. Yeah,
I gotta try them out. I like trying different places in Buffalo. I do like little food reviews, like videos and stuff like that too. But yeah, I gotta try that place.
There's Nikki's. We have a black restaurant for the very first time in years.
Oh, for real?
At least as a matter of fact, it might be the first time on that particular part of the bridge in Lackawanna. Wow. It's called Nikki. She's from Buffalo. Big shout out to Nikki's Family Restaurant on Abbott Road. Yes.
Definitely want to try it out.
Really,
Definitely
really
have to try it
good.
out.
Really, really good.
I love eating.
So what else is going on with DJ Bandana Black before we close out? What would you like somebody to take away from this interview? Because there might be somebody that's listening that feel like they want to give up because nothing's working out for them.
I would say honestly, don't give up. I've been there. I've been there where you just feel like everything is just gone. Like you at ground zero. Like you just. It's never going to get better, but honestly, you got to just stay consistent and really just find a way to make it work. I know that sounds like, I guess, dumb, like just find a way, but no, just try some stuff. You got to find a way. It's either you try some stuff or you sit there and fail. But failure is not an option. Like you got to just get out here and really just try. Like just don't give up. I don't really know how to explain. I never really been asked that type of question, but I don't know. I guess just keep grinding. That's what I did. I got up one day and really just realized that I had a choice. I was either going to sit there and be sad and be mad and be angry and be upset and accept my situation there, or really make a choice to do something great. And I made a choice and things started working.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And emphasis on consistency.
Definitely consistency. Because you can do something bad, but as long as you do it consistently, it's still going to work. Don't do it bad, but if you do it good and consistently, it's definitely going to work better. But the consistency is key. Like even if you do something bad, the consistency is just something about repeatedly doing it. It's just somehow it works. But consistency is definitely key. That's one thing that worked with me with my YouTube, with everything else also too. Even if I was wrong, if I was consistently wrong, people still watch and would communicate with me and we can argue and it would open up dialogue and I would learn stuff to make me right or whatever like that. But really just being consistent.
The more you do it, the better you get at it. And that's where the consistency is. Because then you can see what you're doing wrong. Don't keep bumping your head up against the wall in the same spot. you know.
And sometimes you got to be, I think, another piece of advice I can give somebody, and that I apply to myself, is be real with yourself. Be realistic with yourself about stuff and situations and stuff also too. So like even like with me, like say with YouTube, for example, like I knew like my goal was I want to be a multi-millionaire off of this and only that too. But I knew like in the first year or two, I'm probably not gonna make a million or two off of it, but I'm going to treat every video every week like I am making $1 million or $2 off of it, and then I started making more money and stuff off of it. So really, just being consistency in your mindset with it. Yeah, I think
one of my super mentors said that when you start looking at your life as if it's already happened, you place yourself in that space. So your mind thinks it's already happened. So the only thing that we're doing is playing catch up. We're just moving the goal line up. Yeah, definitely. You're moving your goal line up. I think what you did in that downtime that you had is that you may have felt like you were here, but you were actually elevating. Yeah,
and I was, and it took after it, looking back, I was like when you in that dark place or you in that like going through something, it's kind of hard to see it. I guess that's something I can say to the people is, but once you get out of it, you'll be able to. You are going to get out of it. Once you get out of it and look back at it, you're gonna look at a lot of it just like. I was tripping over, like I was really mad over this. Like I was like this affect me or whatever like that. But it's really just time and consistency.
Yeah, it's you gain clarity. I feel once you get out of that dark space. Yeah, I was in, and we talked about this. I was in the dark place for like 7 years, and I held myself hostage there. I can't say anybody kept me there. I kept myself hostage there because I went through a whole process. You know how we go through the process of, oh, woe is me, and then, oh, feel sorry for me, and then, oh, do you know what this person did to me? You know, we like these are the things that we feed ourselves. We feed ourselves these, but once you're out of it, it's like, man, girl, you was tripping.
Yeah, like tripping. Like I don't even not even cross my mind. I totally forgot about. Like,
right. Like sometimes we trip on ourselves, and I think that. If you are listening right now, first off, make sure you are subscribing to 716 Live. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Definitely. If you're watching a replay, again, hit the like button. And go ahead over to DJ Bandana Black's page and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Keep up with what's going on in Buffalo. We're going to be bringing you a lot of great content here at 716 Live. But see, I lost my train of thought. That's what happens sometimes.
My memory is horrible, by the way.
It's the weed.
Definitely.
This has been a great interview. A great conversation. I don't like to say interviews. I like to have conversations with people because an interview, you're not getting a job. You here to have a conversation. And I appreciate you taking the time out to come and sit with me here at 716 Live and Think and Grow with Vette Green.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, because I look at you as a legend. There's not enough people in this area that can say that they've done things and stayed in Buffalo. You can honestly say that. You can go different places, various places, and you are well known. Even though you may not feel like you're a legend, I look at you as a legend. You will go down in history as you have people outside of Buffalo who knows who DJ Bandana Black is and how he played the artist, the independent artist, when no one was paying attention, but you were.
I realized that, it's crazy because, like, for years, like, artists, even like my friend G. Wells used to always tell me, like, you don't realize who you is, you DJ Bandana Black, da-da. I really didn't realize it was when Westside Gunn did an interview with this guy named Nardwire. I guess she's like a big podcast or whatever. And they had sent me the link to it, and the guy was like, DJ Bandana Black and Doris Records. Like, just to be mentioned in the same name was like something as monumental as Doris Records made me think, like, people kind of really do appreciate me. They kind of really do remember, like, some of the stuff that I did like that. So that kind of really made me realize that people have paid attention to some of the stuff that I've done, because I didn't even know who this Nardwire guy was, and apparently he was like the Howard Stern or like YouTube or something, like majorly big or whatever like that. But I think now I'm starting to realize a lot of it though.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sometimes we have to change our circles to be appreciated and find value in the thing, what you brought to Buffalo. I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll work together one day. I would love to do, something one day.
Definitely.
Yeah. Double team some of these artists that are up and coming in Buffalo.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm open. So I'm back outside. I'm back active with everything. Like, mixtape, shows, hostings. I got a couple hostings that's coming up also too. So I'm gonna definitely be back outside and back more involved with a lot of stuff, especially the battle rap scene too. I liked that type of
I enjoyed
that
myself.
was crazy.
That was my very first one.
That was my
Big
first one
shout out
too.
to SUV podcast.
Definitely heavy shouts out to them.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
whoever wants smoke, right?
Yeah.
Whoever wants smoke. Yeah, I always get that a little bit. Yeah, those guys are great. I keep up with the people that I see are really working. Like I stay on your page and SUV podcast and whoever wants smoke their page. I stay on certain pages because I see that people are putting in the work.
Yeah.
If you're not putting in the work, if you only, you can't be like that. I just dropped some music. I know it's been 6 months since I did anything, and I'm not active on any of my social medias. But here, help me push this. That's not how that works.
See, with me, and I'll be real with artists too, and I said this back when I was on radio, a lot of artists who didn't like me saying it is like, if you're an artist, you come up with me and you got the hottest song ever, and I actually watch your Instagram or Twitter, you tell me you don't have one, there's no chance of me listening to this song at all, period. Like, you ruined your chances. There's no chance of this going anywhere. And for you to say I'm wrong for doing that, you're wrong for doing that, because this is not a hobby. You're treating it like a hobby. This is a business.
Yes.
In order for you to have a business, you need to be on social media. I need to be able to look at your social media, or even if you're not running it, pay somebody else to do it. But the excuse of you not having one, my excuse is I'm not listening to your music. And I don't have to, because I don't work for a corporation or a radio station like that where I have to lie and say that I am going to listen to it when I'm not going to listen to it. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. I'm not listening to your music. So you should have an Instagram, you should have a Twitter, you should have a SoundCloud, you should have a YouTube, you should have all these things. There's no excuse for you not having any of this in 2022. I learned I built up a 56,000 subscriber YouTube channel. I learned how to do YouTube off of getting on YouTube and watching videos on how to do YouTube. So there's no way you can tell me you have an excuse for not how to create a SoundCloud or how to create an Instagram or how to create a Twitter. You just don't want a music career.
Some people don't want to take the time. Somebody may have sent me something. I don't know how I came across this artist, honestly. But I'm like, okay, he's an artist. Let me go look to the Instagram, because Instagram, that's where I'm mostly. I don't really, Facebook, that's family. That's the only reason I have Facebook. It's just like, that's how I keep in contact with what's going on in Lackawanna and Buffalo. But Instagram. So I'm like, okay. So his heading was like, he's this unique voice. I'm like, okay, I really want to, and he's white. So I'm like, I really want, and you're a rapper, I really want to listen to. Now I got to search. First of all, there's nothing, no link tree, nothing on.
Oh, no, he done got skipped. I went right to the next artist.
Yeah. It's
And
like,
I wouldn't have felt
okay.
bad. I would not felt bad. Bandana Black, it could be a Buffalo artist.
It's a Buffalo
if you're not doing
artist.
what you're supposed to do, you can't blame nobody else. Don't blame the radio. Don't blame the DJ. Don't blame the promoter. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. If I go to your page, you're an artist, and within the first 6 posts, it's nothing about you doing art. You're not an artist. I'm going to another artist page who has within the first 6 page posts
You
something
do
about
that?
music. Yeah.
You're looking for the music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I do the
like,
same
okay,
thing,
so
yeah.
maybe it's in one of the reels. No.
I do the same thing. It's just that I won't. Years ago, I would comment to artists and say, "Yo, bro, you're an artist. You should have stuff on here. So when DJs like myself come and look at it, they would know that you're an artist because everybody else is not going to take the time to tell you." That was 10 years ago. The information is free. I'm not telling nobody nothing. Like you
it's
should
over.
know.
You better catch 514 online.
It's
The
too many
Joker has
artists.
marketing every Monday through Friday.
It's too many artists, too much talent to
It's too much.
be wasting
On to the
time.
next.
Yeah.
On to the next. I've been vibing off of Spill 716. I actually saw him in an interview.
Yeah.
And I think he's dope.
Yeah,
His
that's
music
my
is
bro.
dope.
I love Spills. Spills is definitely dope.
He's unique. It was an old interview too. This was before I think he even did that I Am So Buffalo song.
Oh, for real? Wow. Sweet.
Yeah, it was, and it was just so unique.
Yeah.
And he's another person that I want to sit down and talk to
Yeah, Spills is real
eventually.
good. That's
He
actually one of my-
seems like he's humble.
That's one of my best friends in this crazy. I met him through music. One of my friends that was locked up with somebody else who wanted to do a mixtape with me, and that was his friend. So I met him through a friend of a friend of a friend, and then we became being like I call him almost every day. He called me almost every day. Definitely a dope artist.
I wish I can remember who he did this interview with. It was a while ago, but he just seemed humble, and at the time he was just branching out into the music industry. It seemed like, and he was just talking about his dreams, and I was just to be that vulnerable. You know, a lot of people aren't that vulnerable. So big shout out.
He got a dope
to
story
Spill
too.
716. Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune in for that. Yeah, he definitely got a dope story.
I'm gonna have to hit him up. I'm always
Definitely.
he's another person, and I follow the ones who are doing the work. Okay, you guys, that's who I follow. I follow the ones who I see are out there doing the work because that's who are going. Those are the people who's going to be rewarded. You can't put something out and push it for 2 or 3 days and then go back into your hole and expect. You know, it just doesn't work. Like even this. Like, man, I have to push this. I have to push the platforms that I'm on. I have to make sure that my dream is recognized.
Yeah,
So
it takes work.
yeah, it's not going to happen. I was just telling, I had a show last night, and I was like, this is my baby.
Yeah.
You know, Think and Grow with Vette Green is my baby. I can't say, DJ Bandana Black, come take care of my baby for me.
Yeah.
Jay, come take care of my child. Come on, Keisha, come take care of this baby. You know, it don't work like that, y'all. I'm just saying. I know sometimes we don't want to hear, but the truth hurts. It hurts, but it also will make you recognize what you need to be doing in these life streets because nobody's going to do it for you. We do ourselves an injustice when we want other people to take that idea that we have and run with it and put the action behind it. So
Definitely.
I'm just going to leave it like that. DJ Bandana Black, thank you so much for joining
Definitely.
us
Thanks for
tonight
having
in
me.
the 716 Live studio.
Definitely.
Big shout out to
y'all.
Jay over there. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. And thank you guys. You will see me back again next Wednesday on the 9th. We are going to have Street Soprano in the house on 716 Live radio side. So make sure you guys stay tuned. 6 p.m. Make sure you are subscribing to 716 Live and subscribe to Think and Grow with Vette Green, okay? I love you guys.
I just like the sound of it.
Man, I can't calm down, it's only up from here. I can shake this hair off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing two people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. Fading in the spirit, my vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy, I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry, I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah. Come on, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal.
I just like the sound.
Feeling kinda dizzy, and ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud nine and I'm feeling fine. And ain't the only one who want it, no cockadine. I'm feeling faded and it feel real good to me. What's the secret? Tell me what you do to me. I'm high in the spirit, feeling real woozy. I'm feeling like David, tell him get
I'm high though,